and welcome to Woodbridge, the best town around. My name is John McCormick. I'm the mayor of this great town, and tonight we have the pleasure, as we do every year, of declaring September of 2019 to be National Hydrocephalus Awareness Month in Woodbridge Township. This is something we started 12 years ago or so, back in 07, 10 years ago. And we've done it ever since. I'm going to call up Mike and Kim Ilions. And if he wants, their son Cole, who is the victim of hydrocephalus, he's a ham, he's coming up. So let me read the proclamation very quickly and then ask Mike to take over. Whereas the United States Congress each year designates the month of September as National Hydrocephalus Awareness Month, thereby elevating hydrocephalus as a medical condition that requires national resources devoted to research and awareness. Whereas the medical community estimates that the number of people who develop hydrocephalus or are currently living with it stand at over 1 million Americans, and that the condition occurs in 1.5 of every 1,000 births in America. And whereas Michael and Kim Ilions, national, key word there, national directors of advocacy and executive officers of the Pediatric Hydrocephalus Foundation and founding officers, have led the national effort to increase public awareness and information regarding hydrocephalus. And whereas the National Association invites representatives from the national, state, and local levels to recognize the 1 million Americans touched by hydrocephalus and encourages leaders from professional, community, and medical-based organizations and associations to work with the medical community in the search for a cure and to explore additional treatment options for those affected with hydrocephalus, to educate the community by raising the level of awareness about this brain condition, and to provide support to the families, friends, and children who are diagnosed with hydrocephalus. Now therefore, I, John McCormick, Mayor of the Township of Woodbridge, and in concert with the Woodbridge Township Council, do hereby recognize the period between the 1st day of September and 30th day of September in the year 2019 to be National Hydrocephalus Awareness Month in Woodbridge Township. So that's something we've done, as Kim says, since 2009. And something we're this is the 11th year we've done it, something we're very, very happy to do. Cole walks in there, every single council person walks up to Cole. I think everybody in town hall knows Cole. There are more pictures of Cole with me on Facebook than anybody else in America. Every place I go, they find me, they track me down, they bring their camera, they take a picture, they post it on Facebook, and it's cool. Yeah, he's a stalker. Actually, I might be stalking him, because I do look for him too when I go to a concert. You're always sitting in the same place. It's not hard to find you guys. But anyway, this is Mike and Kim are just a great couple, great people who literally took something that impacted them personally. They didn't do it at the county level or the state level. They did it at the national level. They've been to other states talking about this. They've testified before Congress. They've talked to senators. They've talked to congressmen. They've really single-handedly, two of them, have literally raised the awareness of this disease all over the country, and they're to be congratulated for that. So, Mike, I'd like to present you with this proclamation and ask you if you'd like to say a few words.
Really? Of course.
No, of course, I know that.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, council members, for your support, continued support. This is our 10th year, as the mayor said, of us raising the flag in the township of Woodbridge, which was the first township in the country that ever raised an awareness flag for hydrocephalus. There's other towns around that do proclamations, but no other town or city or borough raises a flag for National Hydrocephalus Awareness Month. So thank you for leading the effort on that, and we appreciate that. The mayor mentioned about going to Washington and meeting with our elected officials. We just concluded a trip to Washington a few weeks ago. We had 120 people from 18 different states join us to talk to members, staffers of Congress and the Senate about raising awareness and about families sharing their stories with hydrocephalus. And I want to give you some numbers here. This is our 10th anniversary, the 10th anniversary of the PHF, the 10th anniversary of National Hydrocephalus Awareness Month, an effort that the PHF led back in 2009. We have a couple of people here with hydrocephalus. My son, who is 14 years old, has had 13 surgeries. Adrian, who is 26 and has had 49 surgeries. So those are the numbers we're dealing with here. The hydrocephalus is very underfunded, and we need to raise awareness and try to find a cure. Last year alone, the PHF, through efforts of fundraising, was able to donate and approve $90,000 in funding of research projects. We also approved and started a new scholarship program for people in college that want to pursue a career in the neuroscience field, and we gave out over $20,000 in scholarships, and we committed to $112,000 over 3 years so far on that effort. So thank you very much. Let's go raise the flag and raise awareness. Thank you.
All right, Bob. Congratulations. So I want to introduce some people in the audience. First of all, our council to the left there is Corey Spiller, 3rd Ward Councilman and Council President, Avenel and Port Reading. Councilman at Large Greg Ficarra, 1st Ward Councilwoman covering Woodbridge proper and Seawarren, Nancy Drum. 5th Ward Councilwoman covering Colonia, Debbie Meehan. Covering the 2nd Ward, Hope Lawn Fords and Caseby, Howie Bauer, and Councilwoman at Large Lisbeth De Jesus. We have a whole bunch of people from the MAC, the Mayor's Advisory Committee here. Mike is a very proud member of that group. He's been there forever and works hard in all the events, and they just finished the race this weekend, and they're about to have a busy fall. There's a whole lot going on. They do great work. I see Ziggy from Colonia, him and his wife, who have the annual Cornhole for Coal tournament at his house. How many people did you have this year? A lot. It was crazy, man. It was just
Raised about 12,000 and change.
12,000. Think about that. $12,000 at a cornhole tournament. Just a bunch of boxes with holes in them on the wall, on the lawn,
And a lot of beer.
and a lot of beer. I guess you charge. The ambiance was great. It was hot as heck. It's always hot as heck. You always get a very hot day. Would you sell a beer for like $100 a piece? You must have to get $12,000. And we have a whole bunch of other people in here, whether they're affected personally or their families. Just thank you all for coming out. This is something that we do every year. As I say, Cole is our hero. He's somebody we all know, and everybody in Woodbridge knows Cole Ilions, and he's the poster child of the Hydrocephalus Foundation here in town. So thanks for coming out, buddy. He's nonverbal, but he's got his pad and he can type. And I love because, like, they go to Curtains now. I've been to Curtains a few times, maybe more than a few times. But Mike and Kim and Cole are regulars, so when they go and they don't see me, Cole types, "Where is the mayor?" Like I'm supposed to be there every night, like I work there. You know, he thinks I should be, you know, tending bars, serving food there. And the same thing at the concerts. So he's at every concert on Monday and Tuesday nights. Just a wonderful little boy, and we're very, very proud to be able to have this flag raising for him. And I'm thrilled that we're the first one and the only one. So thank you very much for that, Mike. And if you want to come up with get a picture first. All right, we have Justin, Adrian, and Cole are now going to raise the flag. So why don't you turn here, Cole, get the camera. And why don't you put your left hand, other hand, yeah, and you put your left hand there, other hand, and then turn to the camera. Now you come over here, everybody can see you. All right, now, on the count of 3, just start pulling it slowly, okay? Cole, just don't step on that, Cole. There we go. All right, 1, 2, 3. Nice and slow. There you go. Good job, Cole. Keep going. Keep going. Stop. All right, let's hear it for Justin and Cole and Adrian. Anything you guys want to say? How do you feel being out here today? Not you? How about you, Justin? Feels fun to raise the flag, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Good evening. We'll call the council meeting to order. Please stand for a pledge of allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence for our military personnel. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation. Thank you.
Notice of the public meeting law has been satisfied concerning this meeting. Meeting shall have been held on December 21st, 2018. Which that is reported on the municipal bulletin board, it should be so noted in the minutes of this meeting. Councilman Anderson. Here. Councilman Ficarra. Here. Councilwoman Drum. Here. Councilman Small. Here. Councilwoman Meehan. Here. Councilman Patel. Councilman Bauer. Here. Vice President De Jesus. Here. President Small.
Here.
Second motion to approve the minutes from August 20th and August 17th. Second? All in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Beginning with second reading ordinances this evening, That said, as I motion that the ordinance be taken up on second Second. Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Public hearing now is letter A, medical letter. There are no comments from the public. I get a motion that the public hearing be closed. The ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law.
Motion.
Second. Any questions or comments? All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter B is an ordinance adopting the common stock village redevelopment. I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up by second and third reading and the public hearing be opened.
Motion.
Second. Questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Public hearing is now open on letter B. Letter B. There are no comments from the public. I get a motion that the public hearing be closed. The ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law.
Motion.
Second. Questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter C is an ordinance authorizing the release of the reverted note of interest in one of the items on the street. The motion that this ordinance be taken up by second and third reading and the public hearing be opened.
Motion.
Second. Questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Public hearing is now open on letter C. Letter C only. There are no comments from the public. I make a motion that the public hearing be closed. The ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law.
Motion.
Second. Questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Letter D, an ordinance authorizing the director of permanent possession of certain real property be acquired with regards to critical property in Seawall. The motion that the ordinance be taken up by second and third reading and the public hearing be opened.
Motion.
Second. Questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. There are no comments from the public. I make a motion that the public hearing be closed. The ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law.
Motion.
Second. Questions? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, the ordinance is listed here, chief each have seven first reading ordinances. I make a motion that the ordinance be passed on first reading public hearing on September 6, 2019. Those readings will be held on September 7th, 2019.
Motion.
Second. Questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution listed before you. 127, 127.
Motion.
Second. Questions or comments? All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. Before we move to the public portion, I'd like to turn to the mayor. Well, actually, we now move to the public portion of the meeting. Please approach the microphone if you like. State the area of the township you live in, and there's a 5-minute time.
Sorry. Good evening, everybody. Java Tariq Woodbridge. I make it short. I gotta go to regularly. But I was here couple of weeks or couple months when I was there, and I asked the council president and of course the mayor. My question was, in case anybody there's any kind of a charge about a sexual harassment, and both of them they said they have no knowledge of it, not in their knowledge. If there's such an occasion happens, who they go to? Do they go to the supervisors, department heads, to make such a complaint, or they come directly to you?
They go to the supervisor.
What the supervisor does?
Handles it.
He handles it,
Yeah, or she handles it.
or she handles it.
If they can't, they go to the business
Now,
administrator.
the supervisor, how about the department head? Department head, they don't know about it. You're supposed to tell them, they tell you.
You just answered the question. They go to their supervisor, and then the supervisor determines how to handle it.
It depends on how they handle it. Now, in case of there's a political head being in question, who they go to?
We don't handle
If I-
politics in town hall, Mr. Vitaric.
Mr. Mayor.
Who does?
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's, I don't know what you mean by a political head, but a
I'm
political
talking about a
position is not a township position. They're two separate entities. So if somebody is an official of the Middlesex County Democratic Organization, You'd have to bring that to them, not here.
No, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about people, the council people,
You mean an elected official?
elected officials.
We go to the business administrator.
Vincent, sir, at what point does it come to the law department, like the director, partner, or
It's not the law department, I'm the law department, you mean the police department.
police department, yeah.
If it's criminal in nature, then it would go to the police department. Sexual harassment isn't necessarily a crime, sexual assault is a crime.
I understand.
So
That's-
sexual
that's
assault
not a
goes to
problem.
the police department, and sexual harassment
So for different version of it, we go to different people.
depends on the facts, yes.
So at what point would they have to go to the police department?
I just told you that, if it's a crime, if it's sexual assault, it goes to the police department. If it's sexual harassment, it goes to personnel.
Thank you.
Hearing no other comments, I need a motion that the public portion of the meeting be closed.
Motion.
Second?
Questions or comments? All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Public portion is now closed.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. I'm sorry, Mayor, if I could ask you bi-weekly council.
Thank you, Council President. If I could first, I have one thing I want to talk about based on the last meeting where Tom Maris basically called me a liar, and I'd like to provide the information to prove that I have not lied to him. And by the way, I've never lied to the people of Woodbridge Township ever. Mr. Maris said, and I quote, "When I've asked for the records of how much has been spent, we don't have any records, we're not keeping records," as if that was my response. That wasn't my response, because we obviously keep records. My response was that you just got about 1,300 pages in emails. Actually, the number is just over 1,200 pages, and it was sent in 11 different emails. Mr. Maris then said, "How many times did it take me to ask, and how many times did I have to ask specifically every entity I can think of to get that information, so now?" And I said, "You got it the first time you asked." He did get it the first time he asked. On July 24th, in number 8 of his 12-part request for information, Mr. Maris requested the record of the expenses the township has incurred related to legal services, construction, and/or building modifications of the property located at 150 Avenel Street, Avenel, for the period of January 1st, 2011 through July 23rd, 2019 inclusive. On August 1st, 2019, within the prescribed time frame, Mr. Maris got the report that he asked for that listed exactly what he asked for. Then on August 7th, he asked for additional information by saying, I quote, "Please refer to the attached," and using it as the point of reference, proving he had it, "provide copies of the records in support of each item, expense, or payment so indicated in the document, in accordance with Oprah and the right of common access." On August 15th, Mr. Maris then received the aforementioned emails with 1,200 pages of support for all of the expenses on the list that he had obtained previously. He even acknowledged that when he said, "If I had more time, I would love to sit here and go through all of them." So as I said, you got it the first time you asked. He said, "Yeah, the fourth time," and I repeated, "No, the first time." Mr. Maris said he had the records to prove that, but I just gave you the timelines of his requests and our responses. He asked for documents, and within the required time frame, he got them. He said, "One of us is a liar and it ain't me," meaning him. Now, I don't know if Mr. Maris is lying or not, but I know I am not. It just must be difficult keeping track of his countless number of requests for information that cost our taxpayers tens of thousands of dollars a year to respond to. He asks for hundreds and thousands of documents and then forgets what he asked for and readily admitted that he didn't have time to go through them. Calling someone a liar is pretty serious, and it should not be taken lightly. Everything I just said is documented and provable, and we will continue to meet our obligations to provide any public record to anyone who asks for it. Thank you, Council President. And now on the lighter side of the news, I'd like to give the council report for the past 2 weeks. Council President Corey Spiller attended several events and programs, including the Artist of the Year reception for Steve Kager at the Barron Arts Center, who I understand is your former teacher, and so is his wife and your coach or something.
Here is former coach, and Mrs. Taylor was my secondary teacher.
Okay, and Steve used to run the Barron Arts Center for us. Also, the grand reopening of Sorrento's Restaurant on Avenel Street and the annual VFW Labor Day picnic. Vice President Lizbeth DeJesus coordinated the distribution of several hundred fully stocked backpacks with school supplies to Caseby Elementary students returning to school this week. This was an amazing event, 12 to 2 at Clinton Park. Lizbeth worked on this with Dan Harris from the Board of Education. I don't know how many hours. She picked up packets from staples, from Big Shots, from the hotel, Delta Hotel. I don't know how many other places. She'll probably give a report. But I tell you, she just did a marvelous job and stayed there the whole time. She said her kids were dreaming about pencils and erasers and glue sticks because they were helping her out the whole time. And of course, her husband was a DJ there. It was from 12 to 2, and at 1:45, kids were still coming up. The new principal of School 25 came. Monica from the library came. Just was an amazing event, and Lizbeth and Dan deserve a tremendous amount of credit for what they accomplished. I'm also very pleased to report that Councilwoman Debbie Meehan today received word that she's been appointed by the Governor's Office to serve on the Commission for Catastrophic Illness and Children Relief Fund. The appointment, coordinated by Assembly Speaker Craig Coughlin, represents one of Debbie's passions, getting involved with and helping families whose children are suffering devastating and oftentimes terminal illnesses. The Governor's Commission will assist families with finances and services so that they don't become bankrupt taking care of their children, and more importantly, so they don't lose services and benefits that they're entitled to. It's the perfect assignment, and congratulations to Councilwoman Meehan. Councilwoman Nancy Drum returned from a well-deserved vacation to attend a tour of the Red Oak Senior Housing Facility in Seawarren, and I've not gone there. I'm going this week, but I've heard it's unbelievable. Red Oaks is very near receiving their C of O, and we expect to begin the process of moving senior residents from Stern Towers to the new home in Red Oak in the near future. Nancy also stopped by the last downtown car cruise of the summer on Main Street, sponsored by the Downtown Business Association, and also attended the Barron Artist of the Year reception. Councilman Kyle Anderson was active with helping the Lions Club plan their upcoming pancake breakfast fundraiser, which he'll talk about. He also successfully opened the 3rd season of the Woodbridge Broncos football and cheer program, and perhaps reluctantly will serve as the coach of the 5- and 6-year-old flag team. I think your sons are 13 or 14. You'd rather be coaching 12. All right, you'd rather be coaching them, but nobody was there to coach the flag kids, so Kyle is doing it. And this is I say this all the time, but when the Colonia Patriots and the Island Giants merged, there was every opportunity for egos to take over and ruin that merger. And Kyle and Ken Conklin, is it? Yep. Kyle is the president of the Giants. Ken is the president of the Patriots. Just checked their egos at the door, did the right thing for the kids, and now they have, instead of 2 average organizations with missing teams at different age levels, they have one incredibly strong organization for cheer and for football. And it was an amazing ceremony that night. A whole lot of kids, a whole lot of coaches. It was really great. So Kyle and Ken should be congratulated. Here was I here. Kyle met and spent time with a young boy from the Sikh community in Carteret that lost his mother, father, and sister in a crash in Virginia. The boy is from Carteret, but will soon be adopted by a loving family from Colonia. So we're glad that somebody from Woodbridge is chipping in to help out there. Councilman Greg Ficarra also attended the open house and tour of Red Oaks as part of his role as a member of the Housing Authority, and assisted in the coordination of the annual Crossroads 5K, 10K, and fun run. I heard it was great. I didn't make it myself. Councilman Ficarra also was there for the back-to-school backpack event. Councilman Small attended the grand opening events for the new and returning businesses in Woodbridge, Rosie's Tex-Mex restaurant on Main Street, and Sorrento's in Avenel. Councilman Vero Patel also attended the various grand opening events, including Jimmy the Barber in Ford's, and also the grand opening of Malabar Jewelers on Oak Tree Road. And he also raised more than $1,600 to purchase back-to-school backpacks for Councilwoman DeJesus's annual event. And Howie Barrow was also at the Caseby back-to-school backpack event on Sunday after also coming back from vacation. So it's normally a quiet 2 weeks at the end of the summer, but not for the town council and not for Woodbridge. There's a whole lot of things happening. So we're very, very proud of the job that everybody's done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Just want to thank my fellow councilmates on all your activities, and also I want to thank you, Mayor, for once again clarifying residents' statements. We'll go now to the agenda portion. Let's start with mine. Item number 1 is congratulations to Anna Rose, Colonia High School graduate and lifelong Avenel resident, as I presented her last week at the 2019 Earl and Marge Runkle Avenel Community Day Avenel Very Merry Holiday Lighting Scholarship. Anna Rose, who begins college this week at FDU, will concentrate her studies in biochemistry and minor in pharmacy. She's a member of 6 honor societies. For the longest time, I thought there was only 1 honor society, so that's pretty good. And also almost 100 hours of community service. She's a varsity athlete and student council representative all 4 years. So very well deserved. Good luck on the next chapter. Item number 2. This is very exciting for the township, but especially in Avenel. New Jersey Transit responds to customer requests to add stops at the Avenel to make it a full service station. Weekend service will be available for the first time starting September 8th, and weekday service will be significantly added. The new weekend service will include 21 stops each day on Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays. Weekday service will also be increased from 27 to 38 stops, primarily during midday and late evening. The added services are being implemented with the regular New Jersey Transit quarterly schedule adjustments on Sunday, September 8th. For complete, that's the North Jersey coastline. So for complete line schedule, including the new stops, you can visit www.njtransit.com, or you can download the New Jersey Transit app on your phone. I'd like to thank the mayor, the administration, redevelopment. We've been working on this a long time. They basically said, if you build the Arts Village, we will come. We built the Arts Village. The theater's great, the restaurant's great, and we were hoping, and so it's coming forward. So thank you. The Greens at Avenel, item number 12. The Greens at Avenel, located at 1450 Broadway Avenue, are very close to taking occupancy, with offices set to open within the next 2 weeks. Interested residents can fill out a pre-application by visiting www.greens@avenel.penrose.com. A minimum of 25 apartments have been designated for people with special needs, and those individuals will have access to on-site supportive services, and the township will be looking to offer the remaining units to residents with special needs. That's it for that. My rest agenda is in order. We should always drive safe and be slow, but our school is starting tomorrow, so I'd like to wish all our children a great school year, and just take some time, wake up a couple minutes early, be cognizant of your surroundings while you're on the road, especially in school places. So, Council Vice President Davis.
Thank you, Council President. Item number 8, the Hispanic Heritage Month. The festival will be this Saturday, October 5th from 12 to 4 at Parker Press here in Woodbridge. Come enjoy some music, some food, and get some information of our local departments and services that we offer in our township. El mes de la herencia hispana será celebrado el sábado, octubre 5, de 12 a 4 de la tarde en Parker Press aquí en Woodbridge. Vengan y disfruten de la música y la comida. Item number 10, Woodbridge Public Libraries. The main library winter hours will begin this week and include Sundays from 1 to 5 and evenings Monday through Thursday. Please visit woodbridgelibrary.org for hours at all of the locations. They are also offering a 10-week citizenship exam preparation class, which will be held at the Fort Branch Library on Saturdays beginning September 14th at 10 a.m. where registration will also take place. For more information, please call Ina at 862-704-2283. ESL class and conversation groups will be held in all of our library locations. Register in person. Main library will be tomorrow from 6 to 8. Island branch will be September 5th from 10:30 to 12:30 p.m. The Fort Branch will be September 16th from 10 to 12:30. The Inman branch of Colonia will be September 24th from 6 to 8 p.m. For more information about ESL opportunities, please call Melissa at 732-906-5456. And we did hold our fourth KSB Block Party this Sunday in the KSB section of Woodbridge. We handed out 50 backpacks, over 100 bags of school supplies to the children there. It was great. It has grown every year, and I'm happy to announce that this year I'm meeting my goal and delivering 10 backpacks to each of our 9 Title I schools, and that to me is a huge accomplishment. I'm very grateful to the Delta Hotels. They collected school supplies for us. The Woodbridge Center collected school supplies for us. Big Shot Staples gave a great donation. Our Councilman Viru Patel collected some money, which came in handy. AJ came to the block party with 50 backpacks, so we handed out those first 50 backpacks to the first 50 kids there, and then added another 100 bags of school supplies. I'm deeply, deeply grateful for the contributions, and Councilman Picara was there. I've worked very closely with Howie, that's his section, and Dan Harris from the Board of Ed. He has been with me from day one, and we go shopping together. And my family, my daughters and my husband were with me till 2 o'clock in the morning. morning stuffing backpacks. So I'm just very grateful to Woodbridge Township, our community. When we say we care, we deeply mean it and we follow through. Again, thank you to everyone that participated.
Thank you, Councilor. That's very nice. Councilwoman Meader.
Congratulations to you. That's really important because there's a lot of kids that can't afford those things. So
Thank you.
my agenda is in order. I just want to thank administration for getting our light turned on Lancaster and Jordan. It was a long while that it took to do that, and the residents are very grateful. Mike, thank you very much for your hard work. We really appreciate it. It's a very dangerous area. We have a time for school, so that really is important. And we have a little delay on the Inman and Delaware light, but we're hoping to get that done. Also, we're just waiting on some parts. And my agenda's in order. I just want to wish all the students a great school year and all our educators, and drive safely.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Go.
Thank you, Council President. Councilman Patel has asked me to mention that the Ganesh Festival began yesterday and will conclude on September 8th. It will take place in the Woodbridge Center Mall parking lot. Weekday hours are 5 to 10 p.m. and this Saturday is 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. This festival is celebrated by Hindus across the world. There will be continued prayers for all 5 days there. It is a humble effort by the organizers to keep the second and third generations of Indian Americans interested in religious festivals and cultural heritage. Number 2, the St. James 30th Annual Street Fair is on Saturday, September 21st, with a rain date the following Saturday. For vendor information, contact stjamessf@gmail.com. Looking forward to a great day on downtown Main Street. We'll have live entertainment, food, and lots of family fun. The Chamber of Commerce, in collaboration with the Woodbridge Center Mall, have planned an expo day in Center Court where they will be showcasing their businesses from 12 to 5 this coming Saturday, September 7th. And the Woodbridge Elks breakfasts are starting up again. Sunday, September 15th is the first one. And if any sports organization or any nonprofit is looking to do a fundraiser at the Elks Breakfast, they're very good to the community, a great organization, very community-based. Please let me know and I'll send it to the right person. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilwoman Go. Council Vice President.
Yes, I apologize. I forgot to thank the Woodbridge Public Library's Director Eppinger showed up at the Casey Block Party, and she by herself registered 50 kids and gave out 50 new library cards. So I'm deeply grateful to her showing up on a Sunday, Labor Day weekend. She was there the whole time and did that for us. And there was also a young man that works at the library, Kevin, and he had his own backpack drive and donated them to us. So deeply, deeply grateful to them. Thank you.
Councilman Anderson.
Thank you, Council President. It makes me very proud to sit on the dais with such benevolent individuals. So you guys, you walk the walk and you are truly a community servant. So thank you for what you do. My agenda is in order. I do want to bring attention to the career tools on the Employment Opportunity Center. So as our children are going back to school, there may be some people that are looking to go back to work. And if you go into your local employment opportunities, you go into career tools. There are resume writing tips. There's also a link in there for the Department of Labor and the Workforce Development, and tips on choosing and changing your career paths, and if you're in the job hunt, things to look out for, things that you should do and not do. And we also have some great companies right now that are hiring. CPV, our power plant here in town, is hiring. Chicken Galore up the street are looking, BASF in Island, and also Chick-fil-A, and we have many other companies that are hiring, so for various positions. So please take a look on the Employment Opportunity Center if you're out of work. There's a great search engine you can look. I do want to also make mention, there was the mayor mentioned about our program, Coaching Flag. I do want to commend the fathers that I've been training to take over that team. So our volunteers are stepping up, but on our flag level, there were some coaches that were new, but I do want to commend the fathers that have stepped up and they're like quickly pushing me out, and they're taking over the team. So that's the way it's supposed to be. You know, new dads come into the program, and they spend time with their kids, and they coach. So it's been very positive. I encourage you to come out and support our 3 youth football and cheer programs, support Bearcats, support Reading Saints, and the Woodbridge Broncos. There are a lot of volunteers out there. They don't get credit for all the time and effort that they put into running these programs and providing a great place and keeping the kids off the streets and in an activity. So thank you to all the volunteers that do that. And lastly, I just want to the Lions Club. The Lions Club on September 29th will be holding their pancake breakfast over at Holy Trinity Church here in Woodbridge on Broadway Avenue. It begins at 7:30. It's a fundraiser for the organization. As you know, Lions Club International is for helping people with vision, either providing corrective lenses for them or even doing tests to see if you have certain conditions that can be corrected, but have to be detected with a very specific piece of equipment. The prices for the pancake breakfast are $6 for adults, $5 for seniors, and $4 for children. So I hope you can come out and support the Lions Club International at the next pancake breakfast. And that is all I have.
Thank you, Councilman Anderson. Councilman Picard.
Thank you, Council President. Being we're sharing the love up here on the podium, I'd like to congratulate and mention again that Councilman Anderson is being honored by the Boy Scouts of America Patriots Council for his work with the youth in not only our community but around central New Jersey. That is on September 25th at the Armory. Everybody's invited. Congratulations, Councilman Anderson. Moving into my agenda, I'm going to lump the community center and the club at Woodbridge together. Over at the community center, just to highlight a few things, the Skyline Mini Golf and batting cages are open till October, weather permitting. On a nice night like tonight, there's nothing like a little mini golf back there. Roller and ice hockey skating birthdays are very popular, but the time frames are moving quickly, so if you're interested in that, you might want to check in. Assistant Director Molnar sent me some cool stuff. We have beginning ballet for youth, taekwondo. We even have an acting class there. All type of activities at the community center. njwcc.com, representing New Jersey, WoodbridgeCommunityCenter.com. Not to be outdone, across the street at the club, there's still some spots in their preschool academy for ages 3, 4, and 5. They're launching their Les Mills program October 5th with an October 6th as a rain date. And their fall programs are beginning. Both the club at Woodbridge and the community center's fall program will be coming out shortly. Moving down my agenda, the New Jersey Senior Olympics are finally here. They start this weekend. They actually start on Friday. Opening ceremonies are Saturday at 10 a.m. The Tour de Woodbridge, which is our annual bike tour, is the last Sunday in September, which is Sunday, September 29th. That's a 30-mile and a 15-mile bike ride. It is not a race, it's a tour. The police guide it and follow it, but you do have to follow the rules of the road. We had our Crossroads race, as Mayor McCormick announced this past Sunday. We had nearly, I think, 250 runners in a 10K and a 5K, which anybody that runs, that's not an easy task. You're running 2 races simultaneously. Congratulations and much thanks goes out to Eileen Caggiano from the Recreation Department and Brian Molnar for their organization. Director of our police department was very sharp out there. They allowed people to move around when there was a break in traffic. The MAC group, Mayor's Advisory Council, was excellent. So it was a good day of physical fitness down by the water, and much appreciation for all those groups that helped to make that possible. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman Picard. Councilman Spaulding.
Thank you, Council President. Number 12 on the agenda, National Public Lands Day is Saturday, September 28th. The cleanup is from 9 to 11. The celebration will take place from 11 to 2 at Ernie Oros Wildlife Sanctuary, located off on Omar Avenue in Avenel. For information on how to volunteer or help with the cleanup, you can call Eileen Caggiano with the Woodbridge Recreation Department and the phone number is 732-596-4047. I have one announcement. Woodbridge Jazz Fest 2019 will take place at Parker Press from 12 to 4 on Saturday, September 14th, rain or shine. This is a free event. The lineup includes Danny Mixon Quartet featuring Antoinette Montague from 12 to 1, David Oswald, Louis Armstrong Band from 1 to 2, Anderson Brothers Quintet 2 to 3, that's Kyle, and the Danny Tobias and Friends from 3 to 4. Also, there will be craft vendors and food for purchase. Good event. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman Small. Councilman Fellows, excuse. Councilman Bauer.
Thank you, Council President. My agenda is order and have one announcement tonight. Ford's BMW Post 69 is the annual picnic this Saturday, September 21st, from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Tickets are $20 in advance. For more information, contact 732-738-7538.
Thank you, Councilman. Mr. Mitch. Thank you. Senator Bennett.
Thank you, Council President. The next meeting will be asking for a resolution approval of a bid for the Shore TV cleaning, and we will be putting forth a number of resolutions for the professional service contracts.
Thank you, Senator. Director Hubbard. Thank you, Director Green. Thank you, Director. Director Simuluk. Director Dorff. Director Hammond.
Thank you, Director. Council President. So we have a renewal of agreement with National Regional Carpenters, a resolution authorizing the final change order of contract 2018-26, ordinance amending Chapter 22 of flood prevention, revised ordinance, resolution to adopt all hazard mitigation plan update of Middlesex County, and a resolution to amend appendix of the flood plan management plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Legal? Nothing this evening. Look for a motion to adjourn? Motion. Meeting adjourned. Have a good night.